What up, world? Welcome to a new episode of the BrandonJaneauShow. As you know, I am Brandon Janeau, and like always, on all podcast platforms out there, BrandonJaneauShow. Social media platforms, Facebook and TikTok, it is BrandonJaneauShow, and on Instagram and Threads, it's just Brandon Janeau. So you don't have to space it; it's just Brandon Janeau on Instagram and Threads, and on Facebook, it's the Brandon Janeau Show, and on TikTok, it is Brandon Janeau Show. Um, and of course, YouTube channel is where you catch all the visuals. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. Hope you enjoy the new episode that's coming out tonight, and this will be out tomorrow night. Um, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this episode, man. This, is, of course, is wrestling life. Now, I did one last night on NXT on the WWE Bash at Berlin, event, PLE, and tonight it was NXT's turn. Uh, their pay per view, No Mercy. This is my rate and review show on that pay per view that just went off. Roughly about maybe 30 minutes ago, something close to 30 minutes ago. Um, I didn't know if I was gonna be able to do it tonight. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to watch it tonight. But it came on 30 minutes before my other podcast that I gotta do, which is the other which which is the LSU Tigers. They're playing right now. It's going into the fourth quarter. So, yeah, but I didn't think I'd be able to do this podcast tonight. But NXT, y'all looked out for me. Appreciate it. Appreciate that. Yeah, man. This pay per view, man. Listen, NXT. Listen. I've seen some people say, "Ah, it would never be back to the original NXT, the black and gold takeover NXT." I can't sit there and tell you that it ever will ever rival that. That was a moment. That NXT felt different. Like that NXT was just it was different. It was different. Like you can't get that back. The matches, the moments, the feelings. Like I became a super huge fan of NXT during that time period. Like everybody loved NXT. The black and gold brand. It felt gritty. It felt like it was just between the wrestling fans. You know what I'm saying? Like if you watched NXT, you were a real wrestling fan. Like that's what it felt like. It was a bunch of uh people from Ring of Honor that was coming to New Japan. They was signing all the new talent, and they would develop them in under NXT. Triple H was the man. He was a man. Like what he's doing right now in the main with the main roster is what he did at NXT. That's why when everybody complains about like, oh my God, these PLEs, they only got 5 matches. I'm like, you clearly was not around for NXT. You clearly wasn't watching NXT takeovers. Like you, you clearly wasn't watching NXT takeovers because that literally was the fucking pay per view. It would be like literally 5 matches. It would start with a tag team title match, and it would close out with the NXT championship, and then they would have maybe a feud in between, and then they'll have the women's title match. And then they had when they finally did bring in the North American Championship, which was the mid card title. Then they had those matches, and now, excuse me, they have literally what they got the 2 mid card titles, one for men, one for women. They got the 2 main titles, and then they still got the tag team championships. Like so, when I hear people complain about Triple H booking the PLEs, oh, it's like 5 matches. What the fuck? Last night was a perfect example of 5 matches is perfect. You give the matches time to breathe. You give the matches time to actually tell a story in the fucking match. You actually give the matches actually a chance. Again, a lot of those matches last night was very fucking great. If you take out maybe the women's tag team title match, which I didn't think was bad. I didn't have really high expectations for that match, but it was better than I expected. Like it was better than I expected, but that's exactly what PLEs are. And NXT have now what, like I said, what 5 championships on the roster. Like so you're gonna get 5 matches, 5 title matches. It may be a personal vendetta match. And that's what NXT tonight was. It was what, six fucking matches. It was the five title matches, the tag team, North American, women's North American, the women's NXT championship, and then of course the NXT championship. And then they had a personal grudge match. Wesley and Zachary Wentz. It made sense. Like it was six matches. Boom, 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 boom. And every match fit. Like that's why I say like people didn't come up in a game like I grew up coming up. Like if you tell a but and that's for the fans that probably don't understand what PLEs are when under Triple H. But for people that sit there and say, "Oh man, NXT, oh man, NXT is never going to, NXT is never going to get back to that black and gold brand." No, it's never going to get back to that black and gold brand because I don't think they're actually trying to make it that. And that's the thing. When NXT, you got to realize a lot of the NXT that we loved, it was already wrestlers we had already. Some people knew. You got people like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and a lot of them came from and KCO and a lot of them came from Ring of Honor. Like a lot of them came from other promotions, and they finally got their chance to big break in NXT. That black and gold brand was a collection of superstars and talent. It's kind of what AEW is. NXT was kind of what AEW is, a collection of a lot of people that already had made a name for themselves. This was their shot to get into WWE. You had Cesaro go down there to NXT. You had people like that go to NXT. You had people that really was trying to build that brand. We're never gonna get that again because a lot of these wrestlers aren't wrestlers that are coming from some other promotion. Some of them are, but most of them are now being built from a NIL standpoint. They're athletes from different places. They coming from different places and getting a career in wrestling. Like so that NXT is never gonna come back. But this NXT has a chance to be something new, different. And that's cool. I like that. I actually like that. You got a lot of superstars already in NXT that ain't even hit there yet. Like they ain't even hit their prime yet. They just started. Like Oba Femi and Jada Parker and Kalani Jordan, and you got them already hitting their peaks. And that Trick Williams, like Trick wasn't even like you would think Trick was a super wrestler. Man was a fucking NIL star. Like he came off of like same thing. It's just like a lot of these people coming from different places, it's not the same. You have to teach these kids how to wrestle, and not only and develop a character. They have to learn how to develop a character and wrestle and be good in promos and still have a chance to be in the ring and do what they got to do. It's rare. That shit is rare. It's shocking that these wrestlers are actually having these types of events and having these types of matches. That shit don't happen. You tell me, a wrestler that in a year's time who barely has been in the ring for a year on TV of nonetheless are getting opportunities to fight for a championship. That shit don't happen. And they having a chance to develop their character and have TV time. That shit don't happen. That NXT that we love, that black and gold NXT, that gritty, that grunge, that it felt like a secret, like the ECW type of NXT that it felt like a secret. Like if you watched NXT, you had a friend. You had a friend for life. Right then and there. You had a friend for life. Because NXT at that time was iconic. But we're never gonna get that NXT again. But we're gonna get this NXT. And this NXT is not bad, man. It's not it's actually fucking good. It's it's actually a development. It's like you're developing actual fucking wrestlers. And they're not bad. They're actually really good in the ring. They just gotta find a character. They gotta find their gimmick. They gotta find who they are. They gotta find what they can do in their ring, and they're starting to find it. And that's a pretty. You look at this card tonight. What, three, four of the matches? Like three or four to five matches. Three of the four matches. You find out that half of these goddamn wrestlers, like what? Three of the title matches, you had people. You three of the title matches. Most of them started wrestling a year ago, like a year and a half ago. They started getting on TV like a year and a half ago. Like that shit is crazy. Three of the six matches tonight. Three of the participants, two of them were champions. That shit is crazy. Two of them were champions. Started wrestling like a year and a half ago. That shit is nuts. That's crazy. Like you telling me you started wrestling a year and a half ago? Are you fucking kidding me? Two and a half years ago? Like you just started wrestling? So no, they're not polished. They're not to the best of their ability yet. Fuck no. But to find out that two of the champions, two mid card champions in NXT, literally started wrestling like 2.5 years ago. That's fucking crazy. The other one was fighting for the NXT Women's Championship. She got signed. What was 2 years ago? She just got on TV this year, like a year ago, like what in like October? She started doing level up and shit. Come on, bro. It's different, bro. Like that is nuts. That NXT is never coming back. That black and gold NXT is never coming back. But this NXT is different, and I like this NXT. I like this NXT. I like this NXT. Y'all know how I do my rating review show already. Like I said, it's 6 matches on the card. 5 of those were title matches. One was a grudge match. It was great, fucking phenomenal. It was a really great matchup. This whole card was really good. Um, like I said, NXT is one of those places where they let the matches grow, give you time. It wasn't just a straight up like we gotta beat the timer. Like it was a really good match. Every match had a chance to go over 20 minutes, get some time, you know, tell a story, get the match out the way. So it was perfect, man. The Denver crowd played perfectly, man. I hope that's the same energy they bring tomorrow night for Monday Night Raw. Cause some of these crowds that on fucking these shits be like terrible. You be listening to this shit on TV, like, no, but yeah, man, some of these crowds be terrible, man. But hopefully they bring that same energy tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. I don't know, but yeah, wasn't a bad pay per view, man. Wasn't a bad PLE. Like I said, 6 matches. So let's get into it, man. Um, First match. I can't give all these matches 5 stars, so I had to give somebody something. I gave it 4.5 stars, and that is Kalani Jordan versus Winnie Chow Chung Che. I don't know how to say that damn girl name. Um, um, for the NXT Women's North American Championship. Give it 4.5 stars. Not a bad match. Again, it took some time to grow into it. It was a good match. It was a really good match. It really showed. Uh, Again, this is one of those players. This is one of those people that haven't been in the ring for too long. She's only been in the ring. She's only been in WWE for like 2 years. What? Maybe a year? I might be fucking giving her a little bit more credit. Like maybe a year and a half. Like she's the NXT Women North America's Women's Championship. Like I said last night, I think that North American Women's Championship should be not exclusive to just NXT. I think that should be an actual all out. Any woman can go for that title. I think she should be able to go defend it on Raw and SmackDown and NXT. I think that's how I feel about that title. I think that title should be more used, more utilized for the entire women's roster, not just NXT. There's so many, there's so many women in NXT. I mean, there's so many women on the main roster that don't get a chance to fight for a title, and then you got to pair them up in a tag team that don't make no fucking sense to pair them up in a tag team. Why? Um, but this match was really good, man. It was a really good matchup, man. This was a match to see if Kalani could go out there with somebody that's not athletic and actually have a match that isn't athletic. I mean, she had a fight, right, a wrestling match with Rosemary, TNA legend, Tuesday, but you don't know until you get in the big lights. That's a TV match. This is PLE. This is lights, cameras, action for real, for real. And that was in a condensed space. This is Denver. This is the Pepsi Center. So for her to go out there and have a really good fucking match, and again, this was the match to see if she can handle a 20, 30 minute type of match and she handled it, man. And it isn't about you trying to be more athletic than the other one. It was, yeah, she used her athleticism, but she got beat down a little bit in this match. This wasn't like the Sol Ruka match that she had um, at Heatwave. This was way different. This was a different pace for her, and I think they're building her up perfectly. They're building her up right where she need to be. So when they do have the match, I think when her and I think it's gonna be Jada Parker that's gonna take the belt from her. That's just me. I think Jada Parker is the person that's gonna take the belt from her. I don't think Jada was ready to be the NXT champion tonight, but she can definitely. I think they're gonna build that matchup at some point. Her and Kalani. I think it's gonna be a Stand and Deliver in April. Her and Kalani Jordan. But I think that match is gonna be fucking phenomenal when they do wrestle. If Kalani could keep the belt for that long, I don't know if they're gonna keep it on her for that long. I can see Jada maybe getting it before then. I mean, I could see it, but I mean, to me, I think you're trying to build that. You, shit, how can I say this? Jada's getting over it, and Kalani is also, but Kalani's kind of getting different reactions and different pops. Jada is over, like super over, and at some point, you're gonna have to give her a belt. You're gonna have to give her a chance. Now, again, I'm not usually with that. You got to give somebody a belt shit just because the crowd wants them to get a belt. But Jada's a star. Jada is somebody you could put a belt on and you can see it immediately. And she could wrestle. It's not like, and I'm not saying Kalani can't, but it just feels like I think, like I said, I don't know if you can wait that long to take the belt off of Kalani and put it on Jada, but I think for right now, for what Kalani can do, maybe she goes up against Lola Vice. That'd be her next real challenger. Maybe Lola beats her. I don't know, but and Lola's another one that can definitely take the belt off of her. There's a lot of women that can take the belt off of her. I, I like Kalani though. I think she's amazing in the ring. She's phenomenal. She can do things. But I think that this was the match to see if she can handle a match like this. Not a super over the top athletic match like her and Soruka. Her and Soruka was amazing. That shit was one of the best matches I've seen probably all year. Um, they went out there and just was matching athleticism for athleticism. Um, but this was different. This was completely different. They had a moment at the top of the rope where it felt like a botch, but of course you're being in the ring with somebody that's a little bit more veteran savvy than you are. And Wendy, she kind of rolled out of it and kind of got into a better situation for her. But yeah, man. So I just the match wasn't bad. Like I said, I liked this match. It was 4.5 stars. I thought it was a really good match. It was different from what Kalani usually do, and I think this is like her second PLE defending the title. So this was pretty cool, man. I thought it was a really good match. I can see her and Lola maybe at Halloween Havoc. I can see them two fight at Halloween Havoc. Yeah, I can see them two fight at Halloween Havoc. Or you maybe bring in a TNA wrestler to go up against her just to see. But yeah, I don't know, man. This is gonna be interesting. I feel like the big money would be her and Jada Parker. But I could also say that about her and Lola Vice. I can say that about Jada Parker and Lola Vice. Like that will be definitely money if you put that at Stand and Deliver. And maybe Kalani's in the match too. Maybe a triple threat. I don't know. But yeah. But this match was good. I thought it was a really good match. So clearly I got like five-star matches. Clearly. Um so I'm gonna go with this one. Roxanne Perez versus Jada Parker. Uh clearly a five-star match. NXT Women's Championship. This was literally to be 22 years old and to be the veteran in a match is nuts. That shit is crazy. That shit is nuts. But Roxanne Perez, this was kind of pretty much experience versus inexperience. You got a blue chipper kinda in Jada, you know, blue chipper and Jada versus, Roxanne Perez, who's the grizzly veteran who knows how to handle certain matches, certain situations. Um, I like it was so pretty much like usually every title match will be with something like that. You don't let the young person, the inexperienced person of the moment, overly beat you. You know, yeah, they get out there, they come out there and they do they'll power thing and they beat you down a little bit here and there, but then the Grizzly veteran takes over. And that's exactly what this match was. It's pretty much, you know, you're not ready for the moment, and I am. I know how to handle this shit. You know, and Roxanne did her thing. She did exactly what she was supposed to do in this match. Jada was inexperienced. She's never been in a NXT championship match before, which was, and then you hear Roxanne Perez's accomplishments, you know, after the match, it's like, she, what I think she tied Io Sky, or she passed Io Sky for the most NXT matches. And then at a Prime Live event, then she tied Oscar for the most wins by a woman in a Prime in NXT PLE. That's crazy. Like she's been there for a minute. This is why people keep. She's 22 years old. I get it, but she's ready, man. Like I get it. Putting on the road, 23, 24 years old with the main roster, it does feel a little crazy. But what you don't want to also do is keep her at NXT when she's already accomplished everything. And it feels like that's where the limit lies right now. And I think Roxanne would do great in the on the main roster. I think she's ready. I think she's ready. Me personally, I put her on SmackDown. I don't think she needs to be on Raw. I know a lot of people probably put her on Raw, but I think she needs to go to SmackDown. I think SmackDown's way better. Reason why is because she could fill in big spots where the Nia Jax is and Tiffany Stratton. Her and Tiffany. Ooh shit! Wait a minute now. Not this year's WrestleMania. Fuck no. Next year WrestleMania 42, maybe in London. Tiffany versus Roxanne for the women's championship, WWE Women's Championship. Sign me the fuck up. Let's do that. Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm with it. Let's do that. Oh hell yeah. Let's let's make that happen. Let's make that happen. Um yeah, Jada is going to be the next at some point the NXT North American Women's Champion. I just feel like she's gonna win a belt. She's not gonna win this one. She's not ready to be the NXT Women's Champion, but she's damn sure ready to be the NXT North American Women's Champion. Um, yeah, she's definitely ready to be the North American Women's Champion. Jada's so damn fine. That's just crazy. That shit is just nuts. She is bad. Like Lord Jesus, yo. I was trying not to say that on this, but she is bad. Lord Jesus. This is um, but yeah, that was cool. It was cool, man. Um, the next match is another 5-star match, and that is um Ethan Page versus Joe Hendry for the NXT Championship with special guest referee Trick Williams. I don't know who beats Ethan Page for the title. I have no clue. I don't know. I don't know who beats Ethan Page for the title. I have no clue. You're not gonna put the belt on Pete Dunne. He's on the main roster. The fuck's the point? You're not gonna put the belt. I don't think you're gonna put the belt back on Trick Williams. Like you took it off of him for a reason. So you're not gonna put the belt back on Trick. If it's true, depending on when he debuts, Ricky Starks, and that might be the only one. But that's another one where it's like that's a money match. You're not gonna put that on some random ass NXT. You're gonna probably do that at a stand and deliver. You didn't do it tonight. You didn't pull the trigger on Joe Hendry, so Joe's not winning that belt. I don't know who you put that. I don't know who beats Ethan Ricky Starks, and that's the only one I can see beating Ethan Page like for the title, and it would actually makes fucking sense for them to do it. That's the only one. Ethan Page, Ricky Starks. That's the only person. That's the only logical person. Like, is just honesty. Like, because you took the belt off a Trick for a reason. Wesley, but Wesley's going clearly for the X Division Championship. He's going for that title, and that might happen at Halloween Havoc. Or it might happen in the first episode on NXT. I don't fucking know. But yeah, the first episode on NXT when they go to CW. But I can see you holding the belt off until taking the belt off Ethan. Because Ethan's good in the ring. It's not like he's not good in the ring. The motherfucker can wrestle. He can cut a promo. It's not a bad thing. It's just I don't see who you I don't see who beats him in NXT right now. I don't see who beats him. Tony D'Angelo, but even Tony D'Angelo, I don't think Tony D'Angelo is. That's a good one. I mean, maybe, but even Tony D'Angelo is getting to the point where, like Roxanne Perez, he's done so much. It's like, what do you do with him now being the NXT champion? It wouldn't make any sense. It's just, yeah, I got a feeling that that he's holding a belt for Ricky Starks. I think that's who he's doing it. I think that's what they're doing it for. I think they're holding the belt for Ricky Starks. I think Ethan Page is gonna beat whoever he's been facing, and whenever Ricky Starks debut, he's gonna beat him. That's who I think is gonna get the belt. Because I'm trying to think who can beat him. You took the belt off a Trick for a reason. You didn't let Joe beat him tonight. Excuse me. Pete Dunne's not beating him. Maybe Tony D'Angelo. Or you do some crazy shit, which is Oba Femi. But Oba's got the North American Championship. And you don't want Oba to lose. You don't want him to drop the belt. So, and if I'm going off of my theory of last night, which was, like I said, about the NXT shit, I mean, the AEW shit, which is like, I hate when, double champions. But I think there won't be a double championship match. I think Oba and him will actually fight to be North American NXT champion. Like I said, Wesley, but Wesley is not going for that belt. I, yeah, I don't know who you. I don't know who you give. I don't. NXT men's division is kind of shaky in a sense. The women's division is amazing, but the men's division is a little bit fucking shaky because you don't believe, no pun intended, you don't believe in the wrestlers they have outside of maybe Trick, maybe Oba, maybe Tony D'Angelo. You don't believe anybody else that could actually beat Ethan Page, and it would make fucking sense. Javon Evans is not ready. Yeah, I think they're holding the belt. Ethan Page is gonna have that belt for a minute. He's gonna have that belt for a minute until Ricky Starks debut. And when Ricky Starks debut, he's gonna beat him. The match, all in all, was really good. Trick Williams did exactly what he was supposed to do: stay the fuck out the problem, stay the fuck out the situation. They only used him in two situations where he got the usual ref bump, and then of course he had to, pretty much keep Joe Hendry from winning the belt. Not like that. He kind of kept him from winning the belt because Ethan Page's foot was on the bottom of the rope. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. So yeah, I think that this match was good. It was better than I thought it would be. Joe Hendry could wrestle, which I'm not surprised by. You can't be that goddamn hyped up and not fucking wrestle. Well, I mean, Jay Uso's hyped up, and that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, the match was good. I thought it was a really good match, and it wasn't crazy. It was a really good match. It was exactly what you needed it to be for the NXT Championship. Especially with a special guest referee in it. that had everything going on, and it was no way in hell Joe Hendry was gonna beat either Page. That was why. I like Joe Hendry. I thought with Joe Hendry, he wasn't beating that. He wasn't taking the NXT title. That shit wouldn't have happened. It would have been funny if they did it, and it would have been cool to see if it happened. But he's another one. Like, yeah, it would be really cool if it happened. But let's be fucking real. Like, you really want Joe Hendry to be the NXT champion? If anything, you got Josh Alexander, you got Moose, you got some TNA people I could go before Joe Hendry. Like, come on, man. Like, no. But yeah, pretty cool match. It was good, dope. Yeah, cool match. Um, my next 5-star match. Speaking of that, the ruler of NXT, Obafemi versus Tony D'Angelo. This was a dope ass match, man. This was a really good match. Um, I like this match a lot. I thought it was really good. Oba tossing a fucking grown ass man. That shit is wild to see him do that shit. That shit is wild. Um, yeah, Oba did his thing, man. This was a great match. I mean, Tony D'Angelo is a veteran of NXT. He's been there for a long damn time. Like I said, he's one of those guys. I would not be surprised, and maybe this upcoming draft, he gets drafted to SmackDown or he gets drafted to Raw. I think he needs to go to SmackDown. I don't know why I need all NXT talent just to go to SmackDown. Just everyone. Because Raw got people already. Like SmackDown needs a actual brand. Like they have no one over there on NXT on Raw on SmackDown. They have no mid Carters. They have no like they have nothing on SmackDown. Him and the family will be perfect on SmackDown. They already have the vibe, and they already have a built-in rivalry. Like goddamn Phantasmo, you have a built-in rivalry already. Just put them back together. Boom, rivalry done. Their family versus their family. Let's get it. Like it's a built-in rivalry. Like I said, I don't see anybody beating over for me. Ethan Page is one thing. Ethan Page, I think they're holding that belt on to him, keeping that belt for him till they get Ricky Starks. I don't know who the fuck beats over Femi, and that's not even a joke. I don't know who the fuck beats over Femi. I don't know who you. I don't know who you get to beat that dude. Duke Hudson was good. They might let Rich Holland fight him now after what happened tonight. I mean, he might be the next one up, but I don't. I don't. I know wrestling is scripted. I know that. But you know what Obafemi fight was like to me? Tank Davis. It's like you get the power of like like he feels like Tank Davis, like the boxer. Like he's just different with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know who the fuck you get to beat Obafemi. I really don't know who beats Obafemi. And that's not a joke. I'm dead ass serious. I don't know who the fuck you get to beat Obafemi. Do you go sign somebody and bring them in that we don't know of? Like I don't know who beats this dude. Like maybe it's somebody that's underutilized on the main roster. Maybe Shinsuke Nakamura. Oh, that'd be a good one. Shinsuke could go down there and kind of give Oba a lesson. Yeah, I can see Shinsuke. Yeah, that'd be a dope one. But it don't have to be a main roster guy. It can't be an NXT talent because none of these motherfuckers are believable. I'm sorry. Like you to beat that dude, there's gonna be something. There's gonna have to be somebody that just we just ain't talking about. Like seriously, man. Um, oh no, really great match, man. Great match. This was the first time you saw Obafemi actually get tossed around and pushed like to a limit, man. Wesley did it at Heat Wave, but this is the first time it got really done. So yeah, my next 5-star match is Wesley versus Zachary Wentz. Um, I get 5 stars. This was the most story driven match. This was the most you know This was the most story-driven match. Um, the betrayal of Wesley turning heel, which I kind of said at the Heat Wave he needed to go fucking heel. Wasn't surprised that he went heel. And he did it perfectly on on his old teammates. Perfect. But like I said, they clearly Wesley was going for the X Division Championship, especially after losing tonight. The way he lost, like I said, I don't know if they're gonna do it on TNA. They probably do it on TNA, but he's not gonna. Does he get the belt on TNA? And then at Halloween Havoc, that's how they get the belt back off him. I that's an interesting thing because his heel turn comes from the fact that he can't win a championship. So yeah, but this match was good. This was really good. I think they did lose their win at some point during this match. I think they did lose their win at some point during this match. Um, but yeah, man, this was a really good fucking match. So I told an amazing story. They both had incredible chemistry. Obviously, they were former fucking tag team champions and everything. Um, Great match. I love these types of matches because these types of matches, like the Johnny Garganos and the Tommaso Ciampas, like these types of matches are I know you better than you know yourself, and for it to be their first match between each other, fucking amazing. It was a great match, man. Great match. So yeah, and of course, number one with a bullet is a match that kicked off NXT. No Mercy, and that is Chase U versus the supersonic duo of Axiom and Nathan Frazier. I gave it as a close 5 stars, and it is my match of the night. NXT Tag Team Championships. This shit was great. Usually I don't pick the beginning match to be my match of the night because it just you know it happens. But the match was phenomenal, incredible. The storytelling was amazing, and then the ending of the match. What happened after the match? Rich Holland turning on Chase U, which we kind of fucking saw that coming. But the fact they did it and did it kind of easily, like it was a easy transition, perfect. Now I don't know if Rich Holland and Pete Dunne get back together because that would be a dope ass thought process. To do that again. So yeah. Um, but other than that, I think this was a hell of a match, man. This was incredible. NXT tag team uh matches are always great. NXT tag team matches are always great. From when we used to watch the Revival and DIY and you know and then of course the Street Profits and all them. NXT tag team has always been great. That's always been the defining you know matches of these of these NXTs. I don't know like I said, if you'd ever watched NXT before, you probably saw a great tag team match. I mean, what the War Raiders when they were tag team champions versus Aleister Black and Ricochet, like shit like that. Like NXT's always had great tag team matches, but this was a good one, man. These nuggets have great chemistry. When it was Duke Hudson and Andre Chase versus Supersonic Duo last time at Heatwave, to when they did finally win the tag team titles on NXT a couple weeks ago, to now, it's this shit is good, man. They have amazing chemistry, and I like the fact that they kept the storyline going. Rich Holland attacked Chase U, put Andre Chase in the hospital. Cool. But the NXT tag team titles throughout the entire fucking NXT pay per view was being talked about. And that is something that the main roster has struggled with. They cannot get this is one thing I talked about. I hate that you have tag team titles in different fucking storylines. It's stupid. This match was a great thing. Supersonic Duo, Axiom, and Nathan Frazier now are going to be fighting either Gallus or Hank and Tank or the Rascals. The roster was clearly not winning that shit. Gallus has already had too many opportunities. I can see Hank and Tank going up against Nathan Frazier in Axiom. I can see it. But yeah, man, this match was fucking phenomenal. I love this match. It was great. So yeah, man. But all in all, man, NXT No Mercy was great. The next time they'll be on a PLE will be um October 27th, which is a long fucking time. But like I said, I'll probably do an episode maybe on the premiere of NXT when they go to CW. I'll probably do one. But yeah, but this was a great PLE, man. NXT is doing that thing, man. NXT is not a bad brand. Julia is officially in NXT. She debuted tonight after the Roxanne Perez and Jada Parker match. That's clearly an expression Roxanne Perez is gonna probably wrestle. Um, will she beat her? I can see her beating her. I can. Do you want to do it this fast? Again, if you're moving Roxanne Perez up to the main roster, then do it. But if you're not, then you know, and it's too late for Roxanne to move up just now to the main roster. There's got to be a reason for it. So yeah. But until next time, man. I am Brandon Janeau. This has been Wrestling Life NXT No Mercy Rate and Review Show. Peace.